Bravo Team 6, let's go dark. Whoa, 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 whoa. I think I got something here. What is that? Oh, is that a bear? Oh, it's bipedal. Oh my gosh, that's him. That's really him. No way. Here it comes. Here it comes, guys.
No way. What's going on, Coyote Pack? Tonight we're on location in Colorado, testing out one of FLIR's thermal imaging cameras. Tonight, Mario's gonna run the camera, and I'm gonna play the role of Sasquatch. Tomorrow night, we're gonna take the camera to the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center. We're gonna get into an enclosure with wolves and see how their heat signatures show up at night. So if you guys are ready, let's head off into the darkness and get this adventure started. I've always wanted to play a Sasquatch. This is the perfect opportunity.
You're doing a pretty good job so far.
I'll tell you what, this outfit is pretty warm. Okay,
right,
this looks pretty good.
Right here?
Yeah, this is nice and flat.
All right.
So how does this system work?
It's picking up heat signatures from objects. So every object gives off a certain amount of heat, whether it's not much at all, which will be in the blues,
Yep.
to the extreme warmth of heat in the whites and reds.
Okay. So what I'll do is head down this pathway a little bit. Let me know when I'm out of the shot, and then I'll try to sneak in and we'll see if you can detect me moving through the environment.
Okay, sounds
ready?
good.
Here we go. It's time to flip back in to Sasquatch mode.
I'm recording.
Sasquatch lurks through the shadowy night, searching for berries and baby chipmunks. Oh, what's that?
Camera's definitely detecting Coyote.
Looks like a camera, thermal imaging camera.
You can see that he is significantly warmer than his surroundings. He's trying to hide behind that tree, but you can definitely see him. No problem at all. How you doing there?
Is that a good Sasquatch impression?
Yeah, pretty good.
Semi-biped, semi-quadruped. So what do you think?
I think I've got the hang of this.
Are you excited?
Yeah, let's put this thing to the test.
Seeing animals at night can be incredibly difficult, especially when moving about with a camera crew. So we are heading to the Wolf Center, where we will be given the chance to get into an enclosure with wolves. These predators are fairly active at night and should give us a fantastic subject matter to capture on the FLIR camera.
It's a little eerie.
Yeah.
Even though these are captive wolves, still wild in that they have their instincts.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how they behave with us going into the enclosure at night with this camera. You know, seeing us during the day is one thing, but seeing us at night is a completely different scenario. Granted, they do have great vision at night, but this is not in their normal realm of daily activities, so anything could happen. I see them up on the hillside. Okay,
What do you think's a good spot?
I think if we go right up here along this edge line, just below the trees, we'll be able to shoot up at an angle.
Okay.
This is cool. I'm not sure that you can see it on this camera, but in the silhouettes, just against the almost completely night sky, you can see the silhouettes of the wolves moving amongst the trees. Oh, that's an eerie feeling right there. Okay, so we've got the FLIR camera up and running. We are looking for wolf heat signatures. And you can see how much heat has been absorbed in the trees. Is that a wolf's head right there?
That's a wolf, so as you can see, that's almost white.
Yeah.
So that's the warmest temperature.
And it's so dark with all these lights off, I can't see where the wolves are. We've got a little bit of light coming off the camera, a little bit of light coming off these screens. I mean, there could be a wolf right behind you right now and you would never even know. Right now we're on the black hot setting, which is really interesting. It looks black and white, but it's really showing up the wolves well. That wolf is looking straight at us. That's cool. You can see it's curious. It's getting a little bit closer. Coming down towards us. Whoa, that's cool. It almost looks like it's floating over the snow. Okay, so we tested out this mode. Let's cut that clip and switch to a different color palette.
Okay, let's go to maybe the classic rainbow.
Okay. Okay, we're rolling. Look at that heat signature. During the cold months, their winter coat grows in. They've got those outer guard hairs and then a downier underlayer that keeps their body warm. And all we're seeing with the fur is just a reddish heat signature, but it's the face, the legs, and the paws that are giving off the most amount of heat.
Which makes sense because that's where the most heat is escaping, through the legs, which actually have the thinnest layer of fur and kind of the head region. So the core of the wolf is actually really warm and it's not escaping through that fur.
We threw some small treats out there, little bits of meat to get them closer to the cameras. So let's see what happens if I slowly move out in front of the camera to see if you can get my heat signature and the wolf's heat signature at the same time.
Okay.
So I'm gonna very slowly crawl out on my hands and knees. Okay, can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you and I can see the wolf in the background. But you got one on the right side behind you and one on your left side.
Ooh, that is an eerie feeling. I'm trying to see if I can actually see them with my eyes moving. Now I see them without any light. I could just see those silhouettes up on the ridgeline. Wow, that's close. I can only imagine what it would be like to be lost out in the wilderness at night and be surrounded by wolves. That's this scenario right here.
All right, I'm gonna try a different color.
I'm gonna go up against that tree.
Be careful.
Now, if I was out in the wild and I was lost at night, surrounded by wolves, this is probably what I would do. I'd on the backside of a tree like this and just peer around the edge. And even in a wild scenario like that, wolves would definitely keep their distance. They're naturally cautious animals. The odds of you being attacked, pretty much zero. That's pretty cool though. It's a pretty cool feeling to be like, okay, I'm pressed up against a tree, staying as still as I can, and there's wolves walking right behind me. You guys want to see if I howl, if they'll howl back?
They're looking at you. That's pretty cool.
How cool was that? Entering a wolf enclosure to capture their heat signatures on camera and then getting the wolves surrounding us to howl out into the night. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. Whew, that was awesome.
The art of filming wildlife takes an incredible amount of patience, even when working with animals that are being raised in captivity. And whether you're filming wolves or your friendly neighborhood Sasquatch, when it comes to filming at night, the FLIR camera systems allow for a unique approach when it comes to seeing animals moving about in the dark.
Yes, yes. Look at that wolf moving through the underbrush, sniffing out his mule deer.
For more information about FLIR systems and the world of thermal imaging infrared cameras, make sure to visit their website. And get ready, Coyote Pack. We are just 1 month away from our highly anticipated wolf conservation episode that was filmed at the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center. If you thought this encounter with Sasquatch was amusing, make sure to go back and watch the episode where I was finally able to get up close with a coyote. And don't forget, subscribe and ring the notification bell so you can join me and the crew on our next wild adventure.